Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to check fresh release from ICM. It is modded in 1/48 scale and it copies Henkel 111H-6 North Africa, so it's a German World War II bomber. And now we have a chance to check it closer, so we are going to open this box, take a look inside, and of course check all the parts closer. This is a commercial sample, so it means you will get exactly the same parts and the contents as what you see in this video review, and you can actually get it on official ICM website, so actually Modelimex website. So if you would like to get it ASAP, just go to their website and order it straight away. So first of all, box size is typical for Henkel 111 kits from ICM. Here you can see comparison with my hand. We have quite nice box art here. Then here we have some information about this kit, short history note, and also some information about the plastic kit itself. There are 325 parts inside, and as you can see, finished model will have the wingspan of 471 millimeters, which is quite impressive in my opinion. And here we have profile for the same marking option as the one depicted on the box art, but obviously there should be more inside, and we will see it further in the video review. Now it's going to be a bit funny process of removing this top lid, because usually on the thick ICM kits, thick boxes, it is a bit difficult to remove this top lid. In the meantime, I will remind you that we actually implemented the new donate button on our website, so if you would like to support us to help us develop quality or improve the quality of photo and video reviews, you can actually then press the donate button on our website and choose the amount you would like to send us via PayPal. It is safe and fast, and of course you will decide how much we will get for the new photo and video equipment. Moreover, sometimes we use this money not only for the photo and video equipment, but also for some interesting plastic kits, which otherwise we won't be able to check because we are not that, I would say, open on the budget. Okay, so finally I removed this top lid. As you can see, it took 30 seconds in order to remove this top section, and actually it is slightly torn apart here, so keep it in mind. I mean, it's nothing serious because everything stays intact because of this white box, but still it could be less tight, I would say. So here inside we have assembly manual on the top. We'll check it a bit later. All the sprues are separated into two plastic bags. That's a noticeable improvement over what we had before, because usually ICM was just putting all the parts into one plastic bag, and you could get the damaged parts easily because of such tight packaging. So now I'm opening the first plastic bag. Just give me a second to remove all the parts, and we will take a look at what is included here. So first, plastic sprue. As you remember, this kit should have a really impressive wingspan, so that's why we have here a huge wing house. Note that flaps are molded in, but ailerons are separate. Here you can see them. We also have separate elevators, which should be glued out of two houses as far as I can guess, and the same can be said about the ailerons. But still, molding quality looks really good, and I think it won't be a really difficult task to glue all those together. Next, we have two absolutely identical plastic sprues. So here we have torpedoes, and I'm not sure if they will be used in African version. We will have to consult with assembly manual. Next, here we have plastic sprue with various landing gear parts. So as you can see, these are quite large struts. Here you can see comparison with my finger. And again, I will recommend to be careful with such thin parts, because it will be easy to break them, and then it will be difficult to fix them. Okay, next we have another plastic bag. So it was plastic bag inside plastic bag. Obviously it is dedicated to the clear parts, so just give me a second. Okay, so here we have various transparent parts for the canopy and also for some other clear elements on the aircraft. Everything looks fine, molding quality is good, but there are no masks included, so if you would like to cover it somehow, you'll have to get some aftermarket set, or maybe to do it with your own hands. But you all know the canopy styling, let's say, on the Henkel 111, so it might be a bit tedious work, and maybe it's worth investing into the additional aftermarket set. So what do we have here is another plastic sprue. As you can see, this one is dedicated to another set of clear parts, and it looks quite good. And again, molding quality is on the same level, so I do not see any issues here. Next, we have gray plastic sprue. This one is dedicated to wing parts. And let's zoom out. So what do we have here is the same parts division for the wings, and also we have tail wings, which should be glued out of 2 halves. Inside we do have some guiding pins, which should help you with alignment, but still I would be careful while working with such big parts. Next we have another plastic bag. This one is dedicated to second set of sprues, so just give me a second to open it. Okay, I'm going to remove it in a second, and we will take a closer look. Oops. So, on the top we had 2 absolutely identical plastic frames. Here they are. I guess those ones will be used for the tropical version of the Heinkel 111. Here we have landing gear wheels. Also we have one-piece propeller. Landing gear wheels, I would recommend to search for resin replacement, because such replacement will be noticeable in this scale. But propeller looks quite fine, and it's really cool that they decided to place it on just 2 attachment points. I mean, some manufacturers can't do this even in such big size. Next we have separate fuselage inserts, which will be inserted from the bottom. I'm not sure if they will be employed in this version, but we get them as a nice bonus, I guess. Next we have the fuselage halves. These are also quite big parts, and both are molded together with tail segment. External detailing is quite typical, I would say. We have recessed panel lines and riveting here. Also note that there are some separate cutouts on the top, for example here on the bottom, so you will have to insert them as a additional parts. Here you can see this detailing of the fuselage here in a more detailed way. Here inside you can see that there is also some detailing. It should be barely visible through these open windows, but still it is quite cool that ICM decided to mold these things out of the box. Next, why I'm a bit confused, I'm trying to remember. Those are actually the large wing spars, which should hold the wings in place. Still, I would recommend to add some metal rod in order to have even more rigid structure, because those wings should be huge, and it's better to be safe than to be sorry for aircraft with broken wings. Here we have 2 absolutely identical plastic frames, so I will show you only one. As you can see, ICM placed here engine parts. Also we have the engine struts here, propeller, landing gear wheels, and I guess those landing gear wheels won't be used. The same can be said about this propeller, but it's really cool that we get both engines out of the box. Those are quite detailed power plants, so I guess with careful painting and weathering you'll get impressive result. Next we get assembly manual. So this one is printed in form of large brochure, technical specifications and history note in 2 languages, paints chart. Next we go with parts map, and note that many parts won't be used, and actually this propeller will be used, surprisingly. We also have here the decals sheet. As you can see here, we have all necessary symbols for several marking options. We even have decals for the instrument panel and stencils. Well, it's 1/48 scale, so it would be strange not to get any stencils in this kit. We continue on the next page again with parts map. An assembly process starts with middle section of the aircraft. As you can see, you have to join those. Actually, those are wheel wells, and you have to join the wing spars together in order to get them together. Then you insert the various floor panels for the fuselage. Here you have the gunner turret. Then you work on the nose section, tail, landing gear. Here we have more of the machine gunners. Here we install various internal panels, clear ports, separate rudder, as you remember. Next we continue, just give me a second. We continue with fuselage parts here. Then we assemble the tail surfaces. Here we install the top fuselage cover. Again, tail surfaces getting assembled together in a quite interesting way, because first you will have to install the elevator and then you will have to close the tail wing half. Here you assemble the engine, and again I remind you that both engines are included, so it might be worth thinking on how to display them on your model. Here we continue with engine gondolas, and next we install the propeller. Here we